For me, French Counter-Strike has always stood out in somewhat of similarities to Danish Counter-Strike. There's always been a passion for the game inside of the French scene. There's been a lot of talent coming out of France, some of the best players in the world. It's always been like a force to be reckoned with in that department, and I think like their play style has been a really nice mix of being extremely aggressive, but at the same time also having quite the tactical depth. Talking in PK was always like a pivotal asset to whatever team we would be playing in France. The likes of Kines has kind of the same story. Kines was also brought up inside of very games. I think I played against Kines in his first official ever in Counter-Strike Source. Talking Shox, he's always been part of the good teams whenever they're on the rise. Shox has always had some kind of godfather role within the teams, like a guy that has guided the young players coming into, and that's just like a cool story for MBK and Kines in that department. The funny story with me and Apex is that we were rivals for a long time. He and myself, we shared the same kind of role. He was probably the more aggressive of the two of us. We got to reunite inside of Vitality. He had obviously taken up another role of him being an Indian leader. He had this obsession with having a soldier, which didn't fit my playstyle also. And that is what you see now with the likes of Flames, and it works for him, so let's be honest, it's a great asset. Apex's IGL style is, in my opinion, the perfect fit. He understands and wants to try and utilize his players in the best possible way. Like, he recognizes and wants to figure out what strengths does my player have. And he's exceptionally good at reading the game. Not so much like in the micro decision, but more like in broad picture. Like, he always tries to be one step ahead. He has like the same kind of leadership that Glaive had. Like, he was working off the system, where Apex has maybe created the system. But the Paris major was obviously unique. We knew how much it meant to the organization being French. We had the CEO coming on stage and lifting a trophy and crying. Obviously that was very nice. And we were winning his first major in Vitality in Paris. I mean, like, that's like a Cinderella story in itself. Coming into the grand final, we were standing outside. I remember that I just said to the guys, like, I'm just not losing today. I just made that very clear for them. And I knew that if I could go out and be so confident about my feelings, then that would spark something within them. I was so close to my own goal, and we were so close to the team goal of winning the Paris major. There wouldn't be a world where we would fumble this one. They had this streak going for them right now. They have won 6 tournaments in a row. It's got to be something within them that thinking that they want to try and beat our record back in Australis as being the greatest team of all time. I mean, when a team is doing so good, it creates a lot of possibilities to create some really nice storylines, and there's no doubt that Vitality is also in a position now where they can start doing that. That will just spark something in some of the young players coming out of France. The Counter-Strike in France is not that big in the common knowledge, but I think that's also changing now. We've seen the president going out talking about Vitality, and he's been wearing like a Vitality shirt and everything, so we see it with 3D Max, a full French team, a team that has been grinding the living hell out of last season. There's players, that's been around for a while, but there's also a couple of new guys in there.